Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakan Kadash. The honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. Salutations to the sincere Akim and Aqua that may listen. May the blessing of election be over your house. My name is Brother Akwai. I'm back in here with another quick lesson, and for today's lesson is going to be the vibration of music. Right, and this was a short topic quickly that came out of camp last week, and I just wanted to touch on a couple precepts and how we decided this be an edifying lesson, right? So so first off, like music is something that is it's a medium that our people really enjoy, and what our people don't know is the fact that music is used to actually influence them to actually do bad behavior, right? And I remember, I don't know how long ago it was, but I remember the Apostle Gabar came up with this video, and it explained, and you can find this clip online, and it refers to a rapper. I think his name was like Crazy Bone from Bone Thug, something like that. If you type in Crazy Bone interview prison on YouTube, you can find it. So essentially, he got invited to this this event, like it was like a meeting or something like that, and essentially he had to, he was there with, I guess, a couple of investors and some other people he didn't know, and essentially what they wanted him to do was to kind of create music that would force the listeners of Israelites, to actually go out and commit, certain crimes, right? So so eventually the result is, okay, you have these people, they're influenced by all this, these different kinds of music, and essentially what they will eventually would do is arrest these people, and they'll have people to stock up in their prisons, right? So it was a journey process, right? So essentially is to get much Israelites off the street and into jail, right? So as a matter of fact, I don't have that on the list here, but let's get Micah. So this is Micah 2:1, and it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. Right, so these are the things that these elites and these Edomites do, because they want to get Israelites in and off the street, into jail, into prison, killed, so on and so forth. Just do anything to transgress against the Heavenly Father and His Son Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? This is the tactic that the enemy uses. Now, something I just want to go into really quickly is the fact that part of knowing who you are is knowing your enemy, right? And so pursuing to Psalms 83, you see there's a list of enemies that is listed there, right? And one of the first enemies is Esau, right? So this is one of the tactics that they use, right? And part of knowing who you are is also knowing the enemy, and also knowing how the enemy fights, knowing their combinations, right? Let's get okay, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? And we should not be ignorant of these things, right? Because these things this is a tactic, this is a combination, a trick. You could call it, I would say a ruse, like imagine you're boxing, right? You're in a boxing ring, right? This is the combination that Esau likes to throw at us, right? And using music as a medium to actually do so and influence the minds of our people, right? So, and what happens, our people become a bunch of degenerates, because when you listen to a lot of the music today, for example, there was a lot of like R&B music that used to come out in the 2000s. I'll just use them as an example. And one of the biggest things that they discussed and in their lyrics was the man's always talking about another man's woman. All like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's always about, trying to get hold of another man's possession, another man's woman, right? Covet another man's things, right? And these are the things that are displeasing to the Heavenly Father and His Son, right? It's an end of, as a matter of fact, to prove that it was displeasing, let's get 2 Samuel. Okay, this is 2 Samuel chapter 11. I'll start at verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah and her husband was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the morning was past, David sent to fetch her to his house, and she became his wife and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord Yahweh, right? So when you read up earlier in the chapter, we learned that David, had seen, I think he awoke from his bed late at night, and then he saw this woman bathing, right? And the woman there was Bathsheba. However, what made and displeased the Lord was the fact that David came onto this woman that that already had a husband, essentially, right? So this is what displeased the Heavenly Father, and these are the kinds of things that our people they talk about in their lyrics. The whether it's the whoredom or the always coveting another man's things, another man's woman, and these are the things that despise against. These are the things that despise against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? Okay, this is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15, and it reads, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." Right? So these are the things that are constantly being pushed, especially through music, and that is the kinds of things that forces our people to actually go off, right? Pushes them to do all these different abominable acts and making them into a bunch of degenerate plants, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 2, right? We're in the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai planted thee a noble vine. Israel is likened unto that noble vine, because we have law, statutes, and commandments. However, through these different influences, we've become degenerates. These different behaviors, taking on the ways of the heathen, we become likened unto degenerates. Verse 17 reads, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever." Right? So this is just something to be mindful about, when you listen to different kinds of music, right? Because even for myself, I try to get away from a lot of that rap music, and that's part of purging out that leaven, cutting off that old man, because a lot of that stuff, when you listen to it, it's always talking about adultery, and they always find a way to sneak it in there, But even for myself, I would listen to a lot of instrumentals. That's another thing that you brothers and few sisters can try, you know, as well, because a lot of these lyrics are completely filth and garbage anyway, right? Trying into like classical, even for myself, if I may use myself as an example, I also like to listen to a lot of sounds of nature, like a river, like a stream running down nature, because that has that all those things having a vibration, right? Like river streams, waterfalls, um, birds, if you like nature, that is, and classical music, Chopin, Bach, David played the harp. I've been getting into the harp a lot, recently. It's very, very good. Getting away from a lot of this Babylonian trash, a lot of this Babylonian crap that they like to call it music, right? Let's just prove the fact that music can be very, very influential. Okay, this is First Samuel chapter 16 verse 22, and it reads, Saul sent Jesse, saying, Let David pray thee, and stand before me, for he hath found favor in my sight. And it came to pass, when an evil spirit from the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, was upon Saul, and that David took the harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from Saul. So Saul was tripping, right? He had this evil spirit upon him that the Most High placed on him, right? He was eventually starting to slowly, spiritually, he was being cut off from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? And then David, David was able to play a sweet savor that actually was able to emit a vibration that can take away that that evil spirit, essentially, right? And that is the same thing with the music that is done today. The music, a lot of the rap lyrics that they make put all the bunch of these evil, lying, degenerate spirits upon our people, right? And as a matter of fact, let me get one more. Okay, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 16, and it reads, An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, right? So this goes into these elites, these record companies that perpetuate this degenerate, abominable music. These Edomites push this vibration, a very wicked vibration, to use Jake to actually perpetuate this vibration, so the end result, they can go off and transgress against the Heavenly Father, right? But anyways, I think I'll just end it off here. I don't want to make this lesson too long. I tend to ramble on in a couple of my lessons, so hopefully Yahweh Ratazah, this video was edifying. And I just like to close up, but I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Till next time, I say Shalom.